I'm gonna show y'all exactly how I scored the No Limit versus Cash Money versus. And I feel like if you are under 30 years old, you just don't get it, man. You weren't there. You had to be there for real, for real. To understand the magnitude of this battle, you had to be there. So, anyways, um, track one that each of them did 400 Degrees versus No Limit Soldiers. I picked No Limit Soldiers on that, and that was very difficult. But Versus is about stage presence and just the way No Limit was moving as a unit. Like it really looked cool, the solidarity and everything. And 400 Degrees, Juvie was going crazy. I love that song, but the No Limit Soldiers just was such a statement of who they were as a collective, so I had to give it to them. The second one, Break 'em Off Something versus Still Fly, I had to get at the Cash Money because Still Fly was a huge song and still gets played. Break 'em Off Something, cultural impact in the South, but just my personal listening taste. I love that Gator Boots with the, you know what I'm saying? That's hard. Um, Project Chick versus Freakos. Now, I know most people would have picked Project Chick for this, but hearing it next to Freakos by Cash Money, I mean by No Limit, it just made Project Chick sound so how I say it, like bubblegum, you know? Like it just I don't know, like it sounded cheesy. So I had to get out one to No Limit. What's next? Rich Niggas versus How You Do That. I had to give that to No Limit because that How You Do That did that was such a banger, bro. And R.I.P. Young Bleed. I heard he passed away like a couple days after verses or whatnot. So yeah. And then the next track, Cash Money as an Army versus Bourbons and Lax. My closest homies know that this was very difficult for me because Bourbons and Lax is one of my favorite masterpiece songs ever. That got so much play in the whip. But that Cash Money as an Army was just too hard, man. I was picturing the video and BG standing on top of the car rapping and everything, man. That was too hard. I had to give that one to Cash Money. Next round, Slow Motion versus I Can Tell. And I had to give that one to No Limit. And I know that a lot of people feel like Slow Motion was a way bigger song and all that, like mainstream wise, yes. But here's the difference, man. It's like Cash Money kind of had a mainstream sound, but No Limit was like in the streets. No Limit was more so like, if you know, you know. And like grassroots, get it out the mud. It just has a different vibration, a different energy, man. And that I Can Tell, Mercedes and Mac, that's a hood classic right there, man. If you know, you know, bro. I had to get out to No Limit. Bling Bling versus It Ain't My Fault. I had to go ahead and give that to Cash Money because Bling Bling, cultural significance, impact. They started the word bling bling. You know what I'm saying? It is now in the dictionary, I believe. So bling bling, that's big. We got to get at the Cash Money. Set It Off versus Mr. Ice Cream Man. I had to give that to Juvie. Set It Off. That goes to Cash Money because I remember that song got so much play in the whip. I love that. I love how they flipped the UNLV beat and all that. Fire. Uh, Mr. Ice Cream Man. I guess that's an important song to solidify like who Master P is, and it personifies him and everything. And Master P made music for the Dope Boys. You feel me? So that was dope. Like that was a good matchup, but I'm gonna have to get at the Juvie. So Cash Money, number one Stunner versus Bout It Bout It. We all saw it, man. Bout It just has a different type of energy, man. And yeah, number one Stunner is maybe a more recognizable song to younger people and whatnot, but Bout It is just I don't know, man. I can't explain it. I really can't explain it, but it's dope. So I had to get at No Limit. Um, Get Your Roll On versus Make Them Say. I had to give that to Cash Money. Get Your Roll On because
Although Make 'em Say was such a popular song and everybody went crazy on their verse, let's not get it twisted. It is a classic song, but Get Your Roll On was so fire, man. Like, it was just the way they was stunting in that video and hitting donuts in Lambo, and the flow that Fresh and Baby had, like, they was killing it, bro. So Get Your Roll On for sure. The beat was just too hard. I had to. Um, I Need a Hot Girl versus Chopper Style. I know I'm gonna get some hate for this one, but I had to go No Limit Chopper Style, cause Chopper turned the whole building upside down when he came out, yo. He went crazy, and that Chopper Style, that's something that I believe still plays in the clubs today. Like, that song could still ring off at the party, for real, for real. I Need a Hot Girl was fire, but you're not really gonna hear that at the club, I don't think. You know what I'm saying? And just my personal taste again, man. So Chopper Style, No Limit for that one. And then the last round that they had technically was they played A Millie by Lil Wayne versus Down for My Ends with Snoop Dogg and all them, you know what I'm saying, and C Murder, Magic. And I mean, I had to give that to No Limit just because it seems unfair for them to play A Millie without Lil Wayne there. And on top of that, that wasn't really the Cash Money era. That was more the Young Money era. Everything Carter 1 and prior, that's Cash Money. Everything Carter 2 and post, that's definitely Young Money. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when everybody in Cash Money decided to pack up and leave, and there was nobody left but Wayne. So as far as which song, I like if I'm comparing the songs, I probably would have picked a Millie, but it's just it don't seem fair for this. So I had to go ahead and give that to No Limit. Plus, you know, that Down from My Ends, that's something that will never die. That song is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know. And then Cash Money, even though it was over, they went ahead and had to throw Back That Ass Up in there. And we all know what that is. I don't know if No Limit could have played anything that would have beat that. Even though No Limit didn't really get to play a response for that because the show had to end, I'm not sure No Limit could have played anything to beat that. So hypothetically, I give Cash Money a point for that. So even with the extra point at the end for Back That Thing Up, I still have it very close. I got it No Limit 7, Cash Money 6. So anyway it goes, this was a very impactful moment for the culture. You know, I know a lot of memes and jokes are coming out of this, but like if you really lived through this era of Southern hip hop and you was really tuned into it, this was a big thing. So shout out No Limit and Cash Money. Salute, you know what I'm saying, Southern hip hop as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Master P, I love that he's getting his flowers right now because he really deserves them. This man played for two NBA teams, two NBA teams, and he was a rapper, and he just kicked the doors down for the underground for artists to start making so much money. There wasn't really as much money in the music industry until Master P came. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. So yeah, man. And Birdman, I don't know what he was doing up there, just looking straight goofy, bro. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the Cash Money versus No Limit. That's exactly how I scored it. No Limit 7, Cash Money 6. Very close. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments.